You're in a second group, is that right?
Yeah.
Does it help being put in sets?
Yeah, it does, because it's all different ability and that. So everyone you work with are in your set. So.
And sorry, this is a stupid question. How do you get better at maths?
I don't know. I just listen more, and it helps with the teacher as well. And we've got a good teacher this year, so I'm learning a lot more.
And how much maths teaching do you get in a week, I guess?
Oh, we get quite a few a week, and then they always help. And especially we have revision every Tuesday after school, 3 year 11, and that always helps.
Revision after school?
Yeah.
Oh, and you go?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, why'd you go?
Because I want to get a good grade, and maths is important. So by going to revision classes, they're going to help me a lot and hopefully achieve what I need for college.
What are you next year with your exams?
Yeah.
What are you looking for in regards to maths?
Well, I hope I get really good grades because I'm looking into going to accountancy and that, so I need good maths grades.
Why accountancy?
I don't know, because you earn a lot of money with it.
Makes sense. Thank you. Lucy, what are the things you find difficult in maths?
I find a lot of subjects difficult, especially like algebra and pi and stuff like that, but Miss McDonald's teaching me about that.
And how do you get better at maths? How do you feel you get better?
I'm more of a visual learner, so I like colours and that, so I do a lot of posters and revision posters and stuff, so it helps.
And visual learning, is that something that's you understood over the last year or 2 years, or how long have you understood that?
No, I've been like it since year 7, but recently Miss McDonald's got us to do more posters and stuff to revise. So.
Because there's things on the wall like at each year. Does that help? Is that?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
The year has improved so much in maths, in particular, it's like 23%. Does that surprise you?
Not really, because we went from being in a hard stage in school and being in special measures, and then lifted it up a bit more, which is.
Does that make you feel very proud?
Yeah, just hope our year gets the same thing as well.
And what are you looking for in maths come exam time?
Well, I'm predicted a C, but I'm hoping to get a high grade because I want to get into college and I don't want to resit it. So.
And what do you want to do at college?
I want to study law.
We're all really focused in the lesson because of the new exams that have been put in for us. So everyone's coming in with a new, fresh mind from the holidays, and we're all very focused, ready to learn.
And Harley, Rebecca just mentioned new exams. What are the new exams?
Instead of doing 2 huge exams in June, we're now doing modules, and we have 1 in November, 1 in March, and 2 more in June. So that means that we have more of a break in between, and we can learn each topic in between, and it's a lot better.
And Charlie, what mark are you looking for when it comes to next exams?
I'm hoping to get an A or maybe an A star, but I'm just trying to focus on getting a good grade at the minute, and then I can try and get for the better one.
But having an exam in November must put a lot of pressure on you?
It is a lot of pressure, but it's a lot easier because you can just focus on the one bit rather than having to study everything because they're broken down. I think the first one's statistics and data handling, so you can focus on that and then you can focus on something else instead. So it's a lot easier to concentrate and to do revision on as well.
The different subjects that you're mentioning within maths, do you get help in different ways from different teachers?
Yeah, there's different revision classes you can go to for different teachers, and you find as well a lot of people in your class are always willing to help. If you don't understand, you can ask one of your friends to explain it as well, which is always helpful. So.
The one thing I've noticed in your Thurrock when we come to Grace School is, and actually a huge improvement, etc. But there's also the word your colleague uses, focus. Everybody seems very focused. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think since we've come out of special measures, everybody's realised, right, we're improving. We still have to improve more, but we're improving so much, so brilliantly. I think everybody's more focused and determined to do well, just to prove that our school is going somewhere and it's not going back into what we were before.
And we saw with the maths, there's 23% improvement. What do you put that down to?
I think it's due to new teaching techniques. Everything's a lot more structured. We all know what level we're at and we're all marked constantly, and our teachers are always willing to help now, and as Charlie said, we can always get help from our friends, and everything just seems so much easier.
Get up at times, I'm just checking the levels.
Yeah, sure.
Di, we met on the day the exam results came out, and we're delighted
We did,
then.
yeah.
Reflecting back, tremendous improvement. What do you put it down to?
Enormous improvement. You can't fault the students. The students worked really hard, supported by the staff that we had. Together with the resources we put together, we did a lot of intervention work. We're firm believers in what we call question level analysis. And when students do a piece of work, we break it down and we give them very fine targets to work from, so they know specifically their strengths and weaknesses. Do a lot of work on assessment for learning, so that the students themselves can get involved in deciding their strengths and their weaknesses. We put together then the support package for them so that they can then go away and work on those areas, come back, develop that further with them.
To those middle-aged journalists who were educated in the chaos of the 70s,
Yes.
it is a different world, isn't it?
Very
Absolutely
much so.
different.
Very different world now, very structured, very much more support in place for students. That the curriculum itself is more structured, the examination process is more structured than it was, and the support mechanisms that are there for students are fantastic now. In a good school, in a good department, in a good school, the things that can be done for students are amazing.
And so it seems a very right time for us to be here when you've come out of special measures.
Absolutely.
How does it feel?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's really hard to put into words, because as well as being in charge of the maths department at the moment, I'm also on the leadership team. So we've seen that improvement coming. It wasn't just a surprise to us. We've seen that fantastic improvement in the way students are responding, the work that was being done by staff, the middle leadership. Every aspect of the school life has just been tightened up, and it's been really brought about this improvement. So yes, it's fantastic we're out of special measures, but we knew it was going to happen. It wasn't just a surprise.
And I was in Trafford Hundred campus filming yesterday, and the head teacher Chris Thompson said, "Fantastic news!" And it just seemed a lot of the other schools really feel for Grace and really supporting you.
Yeah, they are. We work as a team. I think that's one of the nice things about Thurrock being a very small unitary authority. It allows schools to work together in that different way. If we were in Essex, perhaps one of 50, 60 schools, you wouldn't have that feeling. But secondary schools support each other.
So 23% improvement last year.
Yep.
24% improvement this year.
That would be nice to think so. We're certainly a very similar cohort this year. So we're looking for exactly the same sort of improvements. Whether we'll do another 24% on top of what we got, possibly not. But we've certainly got very high targets. Students know already what their targets are. They're working towards them. In maths in particular, we've targeted teachers for their strengths to the different groups. We've looked at a whole raft of additional measures to help the students get where they need to be. Top set, for example, with a new teacher, we've looked at a new exam structure for them so that they've got very short, sharp focus on pieces of work and a modular examination. Other groups in Year 11, we've not moved on to the modular system because the teachers they've got feel that the strengths that they have are working on what we call a linear course. But for our Year 10s and for students in the future, we will be moving them on. We have already moved the Year 10s onto a modular course. That short, sharp focus on an examination that's important will keep the maths fresh.
When we were watching you teach, it's very much individual pupil, what's your problem, and making sure that in the end they understood that problem. Is that a key part of your teaching?
It is. I mean, in most maths lessons you will see the introduction, there'll be a starter activity that's just recapping on something that the students have done in the previous lesson, or a skill that they need to just refresh their understanding of. Short, sharp starter, followed by introduction to what level are we working at, how does it relate to your examination grade, so they can see whether it's a grade C question we'll be looking at in particular or a topic. Then some method work done as a whole group, or maybe in small groups where the students are working in 2s or 4s. Come together as a group, share the feedback, and then having discussed what the big misconceptions are and ironed them out, then it's down to individual work. Students supporting students, teachers supporting students, and then feedback at the end for a plenary to see how they've moved their learning forward. Can they identify where they've got to? We use a lot of sheets where it tells them exactly if you can do this, you've got this grade. If you can do this, then you haven't quite got to the grade you need, so you need to take this step next.